What's up guys, DukeSloth here, and today we're doing a tier list review, basically. So the tier list that you're seeing over there is not the tier list that's the final result of what we're doing today, but Emilzy and I made a tier list for the last patch, and a few things have changed since, especially with the nerf of Deathbringer, so we figured we'd update this just in a quicker format than last time in order to, well, say what has changed, which guard have like drastically changed within this one patch with this one change, and maybe some other guards that we've previously underrated or overrated because of not having enough play on them yet in the new season. And with me is Emilzy once again. Hi.
Hello. Hello. Wait, what? We're not doing one for 3 hours again?
Yeah,
Really?
hopefully not.
Oh, come on, man. I sat here, I got my food. Okay, that's fine actually, because I don't even have water prepared. But I'm good because I just had a good cup of black coffee, so I'm doing well, man.
More awake than last time.
yeah, I'd say so. I can't remember what was wrong with me last time. I like stayed up for a while, didn't I, or something?
Yeah, you stayed up for a whole day.
Oh yeah, I was like trying to fix my sleep schedule. But now I'm on the good schedule. Now I'm up early every morning for my stream, you know. Got a scrim at like 1, and it's good.
Regular lifestyle. Let's go. Okay, but let's keep the small talk towards the end, and let's actually jump into the tier list right away.
Yep.
We're gonna start from S, and we're not going to do this alphabetically. We're just going down from S all the way down to C, I would say, and see what has changed. All right, S guard number 1 is Ragin. Now, Ragin, I personally think is still a very strong guard, but I'm not sure if after seeing being played and seeing the new item combinations would still be S+ for me. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Ragin's biggest strength, right, was that he was this mage that could jump in and like still do stuff. No other mage really could do that. But with the specific item combinations we're seeing right now, I think it's becoming a more common thing for mages to be a lot tanky and have this dash in mentality. You see Agni has been played a lot lately as well.
Yep.
So like I think he's still really good, but I would not be opposed to moving him down to like S-, just dumping him down 2 tiers straight off the back. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I can see that with Discordia so far at least. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Ullr, on the other hand, is an interesting one because Ullr is one of the few guards that, well, he did alright with crit, but it's not necessarily his strongest build style. And crit is nerfed now. We will probably still see crit, but it's not necessarily what you have to build all the time. And many other guards that just directly, or many other hunters that benefit directly from crit a lot, will go down a little bit. I don't think that's the case for Ullr. I don't know if I would still place him in S+, but I think he's a very, very strong guard still, and the new patch will actually favor him more than before.
Yeah, I honestly think that he's still S+. I wouldn't go SS, but it's just like been playing him a bit myself from scrims, from ranked games. Whenever he gets through, he seems to be this very stumpy hit and axe kind of win. He has very good early pressure still. And I think he's going to be even more relevant now because you have more different builds, right? You don't have this one Deathbringer build that's just super good because Ullr does better with power and pen. Exactly. Because he's ability based. So I think it's fair to say we overplaced him last patch, I think. Last patch I would have put him in S, but I think it's okay to put him in S+ right now because he is this insane like guard, in my opinion, that just needs a nerf somehow. I don't know, man. Hopefully they're gonna figure it out. They're gonna give it to us soon enough. Soon enough,
Hopefully. I mean, especially now, I think we could see more Transcendence build possibly coming up with that slight Devil's nerf, and that would just be hell on earth with Ullr being up there.
Yeah.
Okay, that brings us to the S tier. The first one in S tier is Ardio. I gotta say, I haven't seen too much Ardio yet. I think what we said last patch still holds true, but I can't really speak for her in any other regard because I really haven't seen anyone play her much, except myself.
Okay, so Archo, I think Archo should stay in S. The reasoning why is the early pressure is really good, especially because you can flex now on support. Today, watching Captain Twig stream as well, he was wrecking with it in jungle. Seeing that you can be this free roll flex is super good. And then I think her strongest point right now is that she has her 2 ability, which counters Saket, which in my opinion is the best card in the game right now. And I think that alone makes her S, right? Maybe she was S- if she didn't have this like root triple, but I think that makes her really good also because all the guards that are so highly valued right now tend to have some kind of movement ability to get around the new bigger map.
Okay, I can absolutely agree with that, and we get to Saket in a sec. Let's first talk about Gap. I think with Gap, part of the reason why we valued him so much was also that he deals with crit better than others.
Yeah.
And that's maybe the part that doesn't hold true anymore. I do think he's still a very, very strong support. I wouldn't be opposed to moving him like 1 tier down, possibly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think 1 tier down is fine. I think we're still gonna see assassins in the jungle that are gonna build crit. Hunters are still gonna build crit. He's still super relevant with like his shield, with everything. His rolling around the map, right? Or flying with the skin I play with, the Jeb, whatever, the robot skin. So I think S- is fine. I think not S anymore, because you're not gonna be countering all the time, like the crit. And also, he's not the best early game guard, which is like his big weakness. And S- is totally fine with me.
All right, then we have Hachiman. Now Hachiman was another one that was highly valued because of the ranged crit that he could also do. But at the same time, I think Hachiman is not a guard that is weak ability-based style, for example, as well. He still has a massive damage behind his 2 and also his ultimate, actually. Shouldn't underrate that. Isn't as dependent on building as much attack speed through that as well, because he has this mini steroid. So I think even in a different meta, or still building crit, Hachiman will still do very well. I'm not sure if I would have any reason to place him lower. I could see him S-, but I could also still see him S.
Yeah, I think he's a hard one, honestly, Hachi, because I think he's not better than Nuller.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
But I don't think he's worse than Jingwei, which you placed in S-, or like there's just not that many like insanely good hunters right now. Like hunters are really good, don't get me wrong, but there's no hunters where like, oh shit, this hunter is just, there's like, why does the hunter class have 5 guards that are just insane?
Yeah.
Where you could say like, look at, if you just take a look at S- right now, there's like way more guardians than hunters. I think S is fine. I think hunters need some representation or whatever. And I think if you could place him in S- as well. I think he's somewhere in between. But I'm okay with keeping him in S for now.
We'll keep it in S for now, and we'll see where it goes. Hell, I don't think we need to talk about that much, do we?
Yeah, I think she's still pretty insane, but I think I've overvalued her a bit. Like
okay. Here.
I am down, honestly, A+.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought S-.
I still think she's a really great support. But if we're doing a tier list for the general player and not my tier list with my favorite guards, right? This is for the general Smite casual ranked player. I don't think she's S. I think she's A+. I think my argument still holds, but I think she's seen so little play in my games, at least. I'm like the only one that plays her whenever I play ranked and scrims as well, or whatever it can be. So I think A+, just because she does get shot down really hard right now by a few certain guards that are also very meta. Someone like Odin, which I think we undervalued a bit last time.
Yeah, definitely.
Who does really well right now. Guards like Nemesis that kind of run down Hell. I also seeing a lot of play right now. Same goes for guards like Mercury. And I've actually had a way harder time playing Hell. So I think A+ is fine with me.
All right. I'll follow your opinion here. You're the Hell main. And Fafnir, the other support. How do you feel about that?
I think if R2 gets to stay, I think Faf gets to stay as well.
Okay.
I think Faf.
We'll proceed to the next guard. I agree with that. Not much more to say. So Cat, this sounds weird, but I think, especially last patch, we undervalued Sakat with S tier. I think Sakat absolutely demolishes. The insane thing about her is her early jungle clear on one hand, and on the other side, on the other hand, there was the insane benefit from crit. That crit's gone down a little bit now, but the pressure that she has early between clearing super fast and rotating super fast and not being very mana heavy as well, because she can literally clear in one ability. Scary. I would not be opposed to putting her S+ with Olar.
Yeah, I think she's S+. I think definitely. My win rate in rank right now is 10-1. I have a nice diamond frame, which could support as well. She's absolutely insane. S+, let's go.
And that's the other point, right? She's super flexible in where you play her right now too. That goes on top of that. She could even solo if she wanted to.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. On mid, ADC even. So AMC is next, right? I don't know. I think he's still good, especially because early game matters. I would not be opposed to moving him down to A+. I think he can stay in S- as well, but I don't think he's A. I don't think he's S.
What reason would you have to move him down from where he is?
The reasoning I would have is that like the big thing AMC had going for him was, I am this tanky ADC that you're not really gonna be able to kill. But I feel like in an assassin meta, AMC struggles. He's this really fast, annoying B. But when we see guards like Nemesis, when we see guards like Mercury, Saket really take off, I think AMC struggles, and I think that degrades him to A+.
Yeah, I can see
just
that.
because of the meta.
I like that. Okay, A+ it is. Amaterasu, any changes?
I think she's... no. I think she stays.
Moving on. Athena. Athena, I feel like the reason for Athena being S- was partially that Gap was S, and at the time we didn't want to place her in that place. I think Athena is very, very nice with the flexibility she has between... she's one of the supports that can clear very well, like going for back camps to get some extra speed that way. She also can jungle. I think she's doing very well, and I personally could see her with Ardio and Fafnir.
Yeah, I guess with the jungle argument, like I haven't played her too much, so I don't know. Like I haven't seen it too much, but I don't know if you've played with it and against it. I definitely can see the arguments for Athena being S right now, especially with the backcam clear you're talking about as well. So I'm fine with it.
All right, we put an S, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
It's fine.
Bastet. I think Bastet hasn't seen much of a change because crit didn't affect her at all. Yeah. I don't think she goes up,
S-.
but S-.
Yeah.
Kukulin, similar.
Yeah, I think so. I think he just stays, right? It's the same arguments as last time. There's not much changed him. Like he's still this, just can't really deal with him.
Yeah.
S-. God.
Discordia. Discordia I think is interesting because one of the problems that Discordia has is her escape is like rather short range, and if you have like an AoE, you can usually, or you were able to blow her up when she's in her stealth circle, with most mages at least. With the new builds, with like the triple stacking and all that kind of stuff going on, she can actually survive a lot longer in a team fight, and that combined with the fact that she can stay in her 3 to reduce her cooldowns, I think is super devastating because she still deals insane amounts of damage. Like I've not seen a single game where Discordia was weak so far. I would be down to put her in an S.
Yeah, I guess we don't have a mage. And I think if we put Discordia in S, I think you can go ahead and like up Kukulin as well, because those are just those two like guards that sit in their classes and are kind of on top right now.
Yeah, okay.
I think there's one pick, the Morrigan, which might be better than Discordia, but besides that, I see Discordia being this very potent guard, especially because early pressure matters so much, and she gives the Discordia passive, which ensures you can get pressure in duo if you want to.
Discordia has no early pressure and is a very weak early guard. Where was that written?
Well, she has her passive, right? If you're
I'm just teasing. I think it was a Smite Pro post where like something was said about Discordia being super weak and early and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Wait, why is Art not S+?
I don't know. We did all wrong. Next card. Next card is interesting because I thought that you overrated her, and now I actually think we underrated her. So I definitely underrated her hardcore. So Freya, the thing with Freya, right? There's two things. On one hand, you have Hunter's Blessing, which makes her early game so much better than before. And on the other hand, you have this stupid combination of Bancrafts plus Typhon's Fang, which makes her stupid good. Then you have a new Helicines, which also kind of works pretty well on her, like as a last game, last item damage boost kind of thing. So she's got so much going for her. And crit hunters are not as scary anymore, which were like her only real problem.
Yeah.
S+ or S? What are we doing?
I mean, S+, right?
Yeah, I'd go S+, yeah.
I'd go S+ as well.
I think she's stupid good right now, and she definitely needs a nerf.
Crazy. If you don't think she's good, you should try and play her.
Yeah, I mean, okay, here's the point, right? I am the worst Freya player out there. I never figured how to play Freya. I don't understand the concept of like how do you get past the early game without getting demolished and all that kind of stuff. And I played Freya and I did well. That should say everything there is to say about the god right now. It's just
and
it's
Duke even maxes the whoop, the free right, because it's CC.
Yes, to survive better. No, okay, not that bad, but
Janice. Janice. The DJ.
The DJ. Yeah, buff because of the new Ganesh skin, you know? The triple interaction.
The
like
Daft Trunk. I like it. It should have been called the Daft Trunk.
They all dance together. That's pretty S+. No, is there anything that changed about Janice? I mean, Janice is one of those gods that also does really well with that super survivability, I guess, but...
Yeah, I think so, because that also allows him to go act relics like Blink, which is super crazy on him. But if he doesn't need Aegis, he can just you can't catch him, and he's so annoying, really good on the new map.
But at the same time, I probably still prefer CDR, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I still think S- is kind of suited.
Yeah, I agree.
Jing, on the other hand, I think goes down, because she was like one of those Deathbringer hunters, and I would actually put her like 2 tiers down, I think, like A.
2 tiers? I wouldn't put her 2 tiers down. And my reasoning behind this, I would put her 1 tier down. But Jingwei is also this crazy farmer right now. She kind of can ping pong fly back camps and get really far ahead.
Yep.
If you are 100% not winning push in duo, because the enemy first pick like, I don't know, Savannah's Izanami, you can go Jingwei and just start the Guardian in mid. And then Jing does really well at just taking the smalls of purple buff like at 33 seconds, and then she just farms, and she's like, her big thing, right, is she doesn't get killed, not by assassins either, like she's so safe, and I think that matters so much for ADC, so I think she goes to A+. I don't think
I can see that point,
but A+.
Okay, A+, I like that. Mercury once again was one of the gods that we put very high because of Deathbringer. I
think he stays, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think we undervalued him, but now I think the Deathbringer nerf makes him a bit worse, which kind of balances it out for me.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I think also the map and with its layout gives him a lot of opportunities. He benefits very much from Talaria as well, so a lot of the things just stay the same. Osiris. I've not seen many Osiri. I've heard some people think that he's a little worse, especially like next to Erlang. I personally can't say much about it.
From my experience, I think Osiris goes down a tier, like he's like in between, right? Because I think he's still this really good god, but he just hasn't seen play, honestly. Like, I don't see Osiris's. I see Kukulans, I see Archos, I see crazy solo picks. I don't really see Osiris anymore. I think he has crazy potential. He's above average. But he's not picked every game.
The interesting thing for him is as well that he can use the Warrior's Blessing, for example, and really survive in the lane, but he's not the same bully as he was with Death Doll. So A+, I think, is very suited. Raven, interesting enough, I think is still... I would say he's maybe actually still S-, because Raven is this guy that didn't benefit from crit, but seeing his like jungle pressure that he can build up relatively early and what he can do from that position compared to other junglers, I would still say he's very, very strong right now.
I think so as well.
When he falls behind, he's got a problem, but...
We've had a lot of fun in ranked recently, me and Emily too, playing Ravana Nasha dual lanes and just pump stomping.
That is disgusting.
Our win rate together is like 80% when we play those things. But I think he stays in S-, still does his thing, right?
Yeah.
He's just good. And another god that still does his thing and will always do his thing and is a flex pick is Sobek. And I think he stays as well. It's just not much to say, right?
Moving on to the next support.
Sylvanas. I would argue that Sylvanas could even go up to S. I think a big problem Sylvanas had in the crit patch, which could still be a problem. We don't know how hunters are gonna tend to build now. Obviously, they're still building crit, but then Ataraxia is gonna come out with his new pen build, and everyone's gonna start building that. He struggled against Poisoned Star, right? That's the name of it. And if that's gonna see less play, I think he could even move up a tier because he's really good early pressure. he still does his thing, right? He's constant CC, he has a heal. Sieging is a big part of the game right now, and Sylvanas is one of the best guards for sieging and also for defending. So I think he could arguably even move up a tier to be on like this Archo Fafnir level. And I think that's fair as well, right? Placing him above Jeb. Or Geb.
I want to give one counterpoint, and that's the fact that we haven't seen much use of the new version of what's it called now?
Hunter's Blessing?
No, the anti-heal. Is it called Cursed
Ank?
The
Cursed Ank.
Which has the damage increase, which when Sylvanas heals a team, they all get 20% extra damage automatically. And I think when that gets utilized, you can demolish the team quite well.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see Sylvanas being this S guard, and then people are gonna learn how to play against him, and then he moves down again. So I think fair point. He stays. I think that the interesting point is how long will people like A, will people figure it out, and B, if they figure it out, will it be effective enough? Because heals are still heals, you know. I'm playing against Peel right now in my ranked games that are going Ank first item whenever I play Hell, so I'm having a really fun time, and they upgraded super early as well. Another thing I've had fun with in my ranked games is Morrigan, man. Morrigan with Hunter's Blessing. She has to go up.
That's so spicy.
She has to go to S now. She doesn't one-shot anymore, but her early pressure, there's no better guard in the game right now, besides maybe Tsunami to win clear. I even think Morrigan could arguably go even with Izanami if she plays it correctly. She's S.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. I'm still trying to make attack speed Izanami, attack speed Morrigan work somehow. One day it'll work with the Hunter's Blessing. But it's definitely very interesting. For those of you who don't know, basically her third basic attack procs Hunter's Blessing as an AoE, but also every dot after that counts as an individual basic attack and will proc the dot again. So you get like 3 extra procs on top of that, which is pretty crazy.
You're basically doing like 120 damage from Hunter's Blessing with it, and it's so good.
I did the numbers on it, and it's like, I think it's at some point, if you hit 3 targets, it's like 300 more damage than Mage's Blessing. It's just
it's
pretty insane.
Buy it, try it, and fall in love, and never lose pressure again. It's fun.
Xingtian.
Xing Bling. He goes down.
Yeah, he goes down. I would. Do you think A+ or A?
I think A.
Yeah,
because
okay.
I think we overvalued him.
Yeah.
But our biggest argument was crit is gonna become meta. He is very good against hunters. Hunters are gonna switch up their builds now. I think he's not that good anymore. He struggles without blue. He has a hard time keeping up in lane. And I think he just becomes irrelevant if he's playing against a high pressure soul laner, like even a medium pressure soul laner. So I think A is fine. He has his games, but definitely not a first pick at all.
Then we had Gap that we placed over. Wait, no, the others.
Yeah, we had Art now. We had Art. I mean, I can do it, right? Because I have the stationary picture,
Yeah.
So we had Art. Artemis, A+. She goes down 1, right?
Yeah, crit. Doesn't really matter anymore, so down.
Down. Hoyi? I think he stays.
Yeah, I would say so. We put him there partially because of the crit thing, but then again, if we go for power pen build, so he also does well, so nothing really changes.
Han Bats.
I would almost say moving up, but then again, Deathbringer got nerfed now. Like I think we undervalued him before, but right now he's probably just A+ again.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing with Merc, right? We undervalued him.
Yeah.
But Deathbringer, and it's the same with Bats. I wouldn't put Bats on like Merc level.
Yeah.
Isis. Isis is... I think she stays in A+. I think she's really good pressure.
Yeah.
I think she's the CC machine. I think she plays well late game. She does a ton of damage. She does well with the tanky builds. With the CDR builds you're doing right now as well. And I think she stays. I think there's even potential maybe. Someone like Wolfie who likes Isis a lot is probably going to play it a lot in this PL, and he's going to figure out something crazy. It could even be S-, but I think she stays in S+ for now.
A+,
yeah. Izanami.
I would say she probably goes up a little.
Yeah. Like I'm not going to disagree.
S-, just like 1 tier? You know?
Yeah, I think so. Because I think Izanami, you would be like, yeah, Isa has this hunter that does well with crit. But I actually think she does better with the pen.
Yeah, I think she does way better with like pen power, especially with the damage that her abilities deal as well. They have like pretty good scaling and stuff. So I think and her ult is like more like reliable now since they changed that. So this is the first time we're actually gonna see power pen Izanami with the new ultimate possibly being paid effectively. And if you have like a trends in there, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt a lot.
Exactly. Even if you're building Phoebe as a support now, and you're like, well, I just got hit by Tsunami Ult for 450 and died. And like, well, that was fun. Capri's next, yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
The bug.
Did
I
anything
think he
change?
goes down to A.
Okay.
I think he struggles right now. Because he's just a bit fat, as we talked about last time. And a lot of the assassins actually do play pretty well into Capri in general. I think if you want a pressure guard, you're not gonna pick Capri for pressure. There's so many other guards that plays the pressure better in the support role, and that's his main thing. That he's pretty good pressure, overall a decent average guard, and I think A for average, right? He doesn't like have anything special to him. He's just a solid guard. A.
Nemesis.
She goes up.
Yeah.
Crit build on her is absolutely insane. Now Deathbringer's getting nerfed. Does that make her worse? Yes, sure, a bit. Now I'm in between
I wouldn't
SNS
say
and minus,
necessarily
yeah.
even. Like, yes, the crit build was always, the stupid attack cancel thing, but some pro played her just the other day, literally versing 3 pros at once with a pure power build, and it worked out pretty well for him as well. So
do you see was it Baskin that had
yeah,
that
it was Baskin, right? Yeah. So I think you don't even need to build crit. Plus, what we see, if you look at the higher tiers, there are so many tanky guards, and Nem always did well with her ultimate against tanky guards, so additional benefit.
Yeah.
S minus?
I think. Yeah, S minus. In between like S minus and S. Potential S, but S minus for now.
Yeah.
Nike. I think Nike stays. I don't think there's much to say. Still really good passive, still overall really good guard.
Yep, moving on.
Nox is probably the same to me. Maybe A. I'm not sure.
I was thinking, how many Noxes have I seen?
Yeah, exactly. That's my problem as well. I think
not many.
She's potential
I think she could do very well with a tanky build as well. I mean, she could. I don't even know if like I haven't seen a support Nox in so long. I don't know if she could do something there.
It's because Dada haven't been streaming. He's at the uni. He's just but Dada streams are not anything you want to watch anyway. He's just like 3 FPS. It's so hard to watch, man. He needs to fix it.
I'd say we leave Nox in A+, but I wouldn't be opposed to putting in A either. It's just like, in between.
Yeah, I think she can stay for now just because Flex. And if Flex wasn't a thing, she would be A. Ram did well with crit, but he's one of those steroid hunters that don't necessarily do worse with pen.
Yeah,
if you get me. Like he's a good Kins guard as well. He's super strong.
With
like his
ult
hurt
steroid is so impactful in that regard as well.
Yeah, and I think Real said it the best. He says you don't Rama snipe to get kills in team fights. You Rama snipe to do damage.
Yep.
Late game with a pen build, you can half health.
Yep.
Even like go get the enemy ADC to 1/3 health, and if he does that, like you just win the fight of that, and that's what he does so well with the pen build. And he's good pressure as well. I think he stays in A+.
Yep.
With potential of getting moved up if we see him be like super strong. But A+ is like totally okay with me right now.
Yep. Rats.
Then the rat.
I think we might have undervalued rat a little bit, or maybe it's just because crit is not as impactful anymore.
Because Teats did that play.
No,
exactly. Yeah. That's what I would have said. That was a really good play.
It's more about the fact that that a rat can like some of the new items that you can use in jungle, like trends, for example, work decently with them, and he also like. He has that tiny bit more movement speed than everyone who builds Warrior Tabai, but he doesn't fall off against Talaria while still getting a lot of power out of his Acorn. Yeah. And I think that gives him so much early. His jungle clear is also pretty fast compared to many others. So I wouldn't be opposed to putting him in A+, but I also wouldn't be opposed to putting him in S-. Your choice.
I think he is A+, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Sol. Another one of those A+ guards. Now, I think Sol goes up.
Okay.
Because Sol with Bancroft and like Typhons is nitty. Like, it's kind of crazy. She has very good siege, which is one of the things a lot of people struggle with right now, is sieging. I hear a lot of complaints that it's so hard to end the game, and I agree, it's a bit too hard to end the game right now. And I think Sol is this good siege guard that has a good early game, because Hunter's Blessing is a thing, and she just does well in general.
Does she actually work well with Hunter's Blessing? Like,
yeah, she does.
As opposed to mages? Because I had that question actually in my comment section the other day, and for all I've tried, like numbers wise, seems to point in the direction that clear wise, Mage's Blessing would still do more.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point as well. But you also have to remember, like, the heat stacks up faster, and it's not necessarily the clear; it's more the boxing potential. Okay. At least when it comes to dual lane. And she has potential to like kind of threat towers with Hunter's Blessing, which she doesn't really have with Mage's Blessing. So sure, numbers wise, I can see Mage's Blessing being better for clear and all, but my advice would be try a game with Sol if you don't disagree with this decision, because try it with Hunter's Blessing, go double life steal, go some attack speed, have fun, you know, it's insane.
be ashamed of yourself, but win the game.
She's insane into because you go Book of the Dead on Sol as well, right? So she doesn't get one shot by assassins, and she deals very well with assassins, because she kind of explodes on herself, if that makes sense. She has her 1, her 2, her ult. She can all place it onto herself pretty much. So I think she's S- right now.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Not opposed to putting any guard that benefits from Bancrofts and Typhon's higher. I mean, because they're just stupid good right now. Susano A+.
Yeah. He stays, right? Yeah. He's just not much. And Thanatos, I think he stays as well.
Yeah. Thanatos is interesting. Thanatos can do like really well because with Assassin's Blessing you have no need to go into further pen if you don't want to. Yeah. Because you have your built-in pen outside of that. I have like flat pen. So he has some interesting item choices, but overall just A+. Yeah. Ao Kwang is... Oh, have you seen the clip from adapting?
Yeah. I was watching that stream. It's... Ao Kwang is always going to be this. If you are a really, really good Ao Kwang player or a mediocre Ao Kwang player against poor players, he's gonna be SS, right? I think just for the potential the guard has, there's like 1 in every 10 Ao Kwang player is insane, and plays it like an SS guard. And I think because assassins are a thing right now, and Ao does really well against assassins, in my opinion, because he kind of has that one-shot potential on them. Yep. And can actually box them, as you saw with adapting as well, like using the 1 to do damage and everything like that. I think he stays. I don't think he's closer to A than he is to S-, definitely. Okay.
I would have placed him closer to S- than to A, but I'm done with the A+. Yeah. Thor gets a tiny bit of a buff. Actually, was it 2-second cooldown reduction on his 3?
Yeah, this was one of the guards, right, where we actually discussed that a lot on, because I was like, yeah, well, I think Force history keeps him here. I am not opposed to moving him down to A even with the buff. Yeah. Maybe the next meta will actually be better for him, but just I don't see it, honestly. I don't really see it. I don't think... Look at some of the guards higher up, right? Like Cat deals very well with him, Ulla deals well with him. Freya is not bad at all against 4 either. It's like good guards into 4.
Alright. Thoth.
He goes up, man.
He goes up.
He goes up. He's S. I'm just gonna say it. He jumps twice. His ability to siege and like defend is insane.
It's so disgusting.
You need to snowball so hard if you're playing against a tough, or you're just gonna want him to make a mistake, or you're gonna lose the game, because that tough can just stand behind the wall and you can't do anything.
And the thing is, even if you like what you would usually expect, right? You have a mage, he gets caught out, he dies. But if you have the survivability on him, if you have like warlocks alone, it already does so much in that regard too, and he still has that damage at that long range. It's like... he's so disgusting to play against right now.
He is very disgusting right now. And even now I'm like S+, but S is fine, I think, for now. Yeah, for now. Because he still has his weaknesses. He's still pretty poor early on. Yeah. Tier.
Why did we place him in A+?
Because I had big expectations to Tier, because I thought Tier is always seen as this lane bully, and thinking that soul laners would like be more of a solo lane without like the influential jungler, just like jungling around. I think he's A now though. I don't think he's A minus. I don't think he's A plus. He's like one of the most average gods we have in Smite.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely agree.
Zeus we played in A plus, because he had this, I can kill any assassin that goes on me because I can do my disgusting build and I can just drop my ult on myself. And he has decent clear as well. I think if I'm looking at like some of the mages in A right now, I don't think he's necessarily better than like Agni, which I think is gonna go up. Like maybe even Ra or Vulcan with a buff as well. But it's hard, right? Because I think if we're going up with these, we kind of have to go down with Zeus.
I think we put him in A. It's like it's not that far off from A plus anyway, so I think he's a solid normal pick right now.
He's a solid normal pick, yeah. And I think A is fine.
All right.
Talking about Agni, we're getting to him now. Agni is really, really good right now because A, you build tanky, which means, as we talked about with Radiant, you can kind of dash in even if you want to. Poke matters so much right now because Phoenix Sieges matters so much right now, and Agni kind of does the same thing as Tough, just slightly worse. And like, just the fact that he doesn't die to assassins in one shot, I think makes him A plus, I would say.
Yeah, A plus. I wouldn't put him as minus yet, but A plus definitely.
Anher. I think Anher goes up one.
Yeah, with the pen especially. Like, Anher is not the worst with crit, but also not the best, as we said last time.
Yeah.
Whatever build comes after is going to be better for Anher and going to get more pressure.
Well, yeah, it's not necessarily. I agree, it's going to be better for Anher, but it's also that it's going to be worse for other hunters. And Anher like doesn't really care if he's building crit or pen as much as an Artemis, as an example, who we dropped down to A, and I think Anher is better than Art right now as well.
Okay, Ares.
It stays, right?
Yeah, nothing changed. Okay.
Yeah.
Bakasura.
We had big expectations. Have I seen anyone fulfill my expectations? Not really.
Not
you
much,
still can't team fight.
Yeah. I'd say A minus. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Synergy right now. Going on. I like it. Bellona.
I haven't seen her much.
I don't know. I think we undervalued her because ADCs and her free does so well.
Yeah,
I think she goes up to A plus.
Yeah, I can see that.
Also because, as I mentioned before, soul laners are more like slapping each other in the face now.
Yep.
And she does very well in 1v1 scenarios because she's just this. You can just abuse the swords or whatever. Yeah.
Also doesn't depend on death toll as much. She's got other options that work.
Yeah, like that's one big point about Osiris, by the way. Death toll.
Yeah.
Screwed him over, and that's also one thing we didn't take into consideration the last time, I think.
Yeah,
it was his thing, and
I thought that Hunter's Blessing was gonna possibly replace it for pressure, but
no,
it's risky.
It doesn't really work.
Camazotz.
Ooh, I would now see. I would upgrade him to A plus.
Really? I've not seen him much, I gotta say, but
nah. I'm fine with A.
Trends or why or solo?
Scrims.
Okay, all right, I'll take that as an A plus.
and yeah, well, I can't leak, but Camazotz is. I think he's still like he doesn't kill the mage anymore, but he still deals with the hunter in a very good way. It's the same like Ravana and Camazotz kind of does the same, but Ravana does it better because his immunity frames are better and like his overall damage and stats are better because he's a warrior. I think A plus is fine right now for Kama. We talked about a bit last time as well how he gets his 2 on different buffs, works out pretty goddamn well for him as well right now. Has decent buff clear with the AoE, which is like one of the worst cards in the game right now. Arachne is missing. Imagine Arachne with the Camazotz swing, like yeah,
that would be fun.
So
okay, yeah, A plus. I see it.
Yeah,
Kern is still a good hunter. Once again, one of those who can build anything really. He doesn't have that crit benefit anymore with his lifesteal, but I think A is fine.
Yeah, A is fine.
Yep.
Chuck. Have you seen anyone like abuse Chuck yet? Because I think he's still A.
Yeah.
I think he's very average. I think he's not good. He's not that bad. Like he's just.
I still want to see someone like go all in with that attack speed slow, but it hasn't happened yet. So
yeah.
A.
Yeah, max it. Go support Chuck. I'm gonna do that.
Yes.
I will do that eventually.
Make it. What's the series called? The
viability review.
Viability review.
I've had a lot of people ask me play Chuck, and I will do Chuck very soon. I'll just max the free, and I'll go Guardian Mail, and I'm gonna laugh at the animated see when he's gonna hit me once every 10 seconds. It's gonna be super fun.
Chang'e.
I think Chang'e goes up to A+ because she can solo lane very well right now.
Okay.
And she does well in the lane because she doesn't need to back.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
And she's good for pressure.
Yep.
And I think we'll see her a lot more. And I think it's one of those cards that, don't get me wrong, but she doesn't take that too much mechanical skill. Of course, it's hard with like timing the two, but it's just kind of spamming the one the whole time.
Yep.
And I think she's gonna see a lot more play because the average Smite player can play Chang'e to a pretty high level. Kronos stays, right?
Yeah, not much to say.
Yeah. Dashi goes up.
Okay, how far?
I would I think for this tier list A+. But if I'm saying competitive super high ranked, I would go S-.
Yep.
Just because of the outplay potential you have right now.
Yeah.
But crit nerf hurt her a bit as well because you could do like disgusting crit builds.
Yeah.
But I think A+ for now is definitely fine.
The problem that A+ I think that Daji especially has on lower ranks of play is that the early game is often very deciding for the game, and her early game in terms of clearing is not exactly impressive, and that's why we put her in A originally. But I can definitely see her in A+. Outside of that, Erlang Shen, I would say we've underrated that guy a little bit.
Yeah, I think so as well. Have you tried to play against Erlang support with Honda's Blessing?
No, but I don't want to either.
Nah, it's not fun, man. He just minks at you at level 1 and like kills you.
I would say like S- even.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I think he's pretty good right now.
Yeah, Ganesha just gets upgraded, right? Because he got that skin. That we should do like Hyras. Like, yo man, Ganesh is pretty good right now. You should try him. He got this really cool skin that's locked in a chest, but he's really good. I swear.
Yeah.
No, it's the adventure bundle, right?
Yeah, it's the adventure. Oh, it's still a chest. It's the gold key.
Yeah, it is.
No, but real talk. Anything about Ganesh that changes?
No.
Good.
I don't think so.
Guan Yu, kind of same thing.
Yeah, like I think before in like season 4, Gons is like this A- B guard, but he actually has his place now. Like pretty good in sieges, does okay, like overall pretty average.
The next guard is probably not that average anymore.
Nope. I think he's even S, man. He can be played in jungle, he can be played ADC, he can be played mid, even solo. T-Bow's biggest problem was that he was this insane guard that didn't have a place in the meta. Like he was very he was this very good guard, but he just didn't fit anywhere. He wasn't a mid laner, he wasn't really a jungler, he wasn't really a solo laner. You like Funball even tried to ADC with him, but he didn't find his place. And I think with the new build right now as well, with Book of the Dead and the lifesteal and whatever, you can even not go lifesteal. Insane guard, yes, you don't want to play against T-Bow right now, especially if you're like an assassin as well. He benefits of the assassin meta because he's not dying to the assassins and he's one-shotting them. And
his power curve has also changed through Mage's Blessing especially, which gives him so much early pressure because you can spam the one and proc Mage's Blessing every single time, and then you just go into your survivability and you're good. He's super good.
Even Assassin's Blessing does the same if you're jungling, right? You get that extra pen, which honestly helps him a lot.
Yeah. Hercules, we put Tyr into A, and I think Herc is right there with him.
Yeah.
Kukulkan, also nothing changed really. Maybe a little bit with the survivability, but I don't think it's enough to change him in terms of where he is.
Yeah, I think I don't know.
Maybe even A-.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
If we put Bakasura down, we put Kukulkan down, I'd say.
Yeah.
Kuzenbo.
He goes down A-.
He's so fun in jungle right now, but
yeah, he is. But I don't know, man. It's rough with Kuzenbo because he should have so much potential, but like he's also gonna get hurt by people not building crit that much more anymore.
Definitely.
And he also gets hurt by like one of the most underrated things with Fawns and reflect damage in general was mages. Mages actually got one shot by Fawns, and that was one of the reasons why Fawns stayed in. All the mages were always crying, but the ADCs kept like yelling higher than them. And with mages being more tanky now, and Hard Water Amulet being a bigger thing, because it's magical reflect damage, right? means that they take less damage and take less damage overall, which makes Kuzenbo worse.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Loki. I haven't seen much of Loki. I will say that if in terms of jungling, I've definitely overvalued him. Early game is still just absolute garbage, and it's just too frustrating to get to the point where he has effectiveness there. So it's still just solo, if anything. I think the proxy split push kind of thing is still super disgusting now with a different minion aggro, but I don't know if it warrants right? A still. Yeah, Maybe. I'd say A minus, yeah.
Yeah.
Medusa. I think Medusa goes up.
Yeah, A plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. A little upgrade.
Yeah.
She actually is very good early on because she has this passive which is really underrated, where she can duke out that slightly bit more than enemy ADC while trading, which gives her an advantage.
Yep.
Also against assassins that needs to like land certain skill shots or whatever, she's just wiggling around. Really frustrating to play against. And
also, aside of what Vote said about her being super good with crit as well, with if you use the one and just have triple crit, power pen builds are absolutely disgusting for team fights on Medusa, because if you come around the corner with that ultimate, it doesn't matter much if the enemy turns around because they still take a ton of damage anyways.
Exactly.
Naja. A lot of people think that Naja is really good. I don't know.
I think
it's just like A for
plus.
Me. A plus? Okay.
You can play her in support. In support.
True.
And you either stomp or you get
stomp. Yeah, true. You get the pressure and support. Yeah, good point. But in terms of jungle, I wouldn't even put him A plus. I would say he's still A.
No. Yeah, I think jungler A, but again, it's a lot of those guards, you can flex them. And flex, anyone who doesn't know, flex, basically, it's where a guard can be played in more than one role. And that's obviously a win for the guard, because it makes your draft better. I just did that, and I wasn't supposed to do that. Yeah, you'll see it. That was a mistake. Sorry, Duke. You'll be unhappy when you see that.
It'll be alright.
It was not anything bad. It was just a dead meme. Yeah, A plus for me.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Neath? I don't know.
I expected her to be better than she is, and I think she's A minus. I thought she was gonna come in swinging, and I had really high expectations to her, and I just haven't seen it happen.
Do you think she could come in now though? Because
that's yeah. You know what? I think she stays then, right?
Yeah.
With even the potential of being A plus. Yeah, that's a good point.
I'll leave her an A for now because we don't know how well it will go for her. But I think she has more potential now. With crit.
Yeah, we'll come back to her like in the next one eventually, right? Say, oh yeah, she's good now or she's bad now.
Yeah.
Her biggest weakness still is that assassins kind of just kill her really badly, and it's sad to be a Neve in an assassin meta. But she has everything else going for her with the builds, with the bigger map, you know. Just maybe, I don't know. Next guard goes up.
How far up do we want to put him?
S minus. S minus.
Yeah, I'm down.
Good support, good solo, good jungle as well. Good, like he has good clear. He can be played in this double jungle support role very effectively.
Yep.
I know someone like Trixtank likes it a lot, and I think S minus is kind of where he fits right now. A lot of the highly valued assassins can't get out of the cage.
I was gonna say that it's not even just the assassins. There's so many high tier guards right now that cannot get out of the cage. Like a lot of guards that have dashes as well and stuff like that, or at least guards where you can force the ultimate as well, like Freya, in order to get out of it. So the cage is really strong overall right now.
Yep. Yeah. That takes us to Poseidon, the slapper, the fish thrower. He got hurt by this mages being tankier. Poseidon's kit is, in my opinion, evolved around killing mages. And he does not kill mages right now.
Yep.
He still has his troubles against assassins. They still outtrade him. Kraken feels underwhelming playing against it. Now, I hate Poseidon because he cripbles my Fafnir, my Amaterasu, or whatever, but he goes down for me. He's A minus for me now.
I think he can't do too well in meta. He can still build his survivability himself, and he has some particular counter, like for example, Sir Cat just gets double countered with a cripple, or Fenrir or something, but it's not anything that would leave him.
And that's kind of what A minus is as well, right? It's this a bit below average, but has its places now.
Yeah.
The other mage here, Ra, I think he has the potential to go up to A plus.
Okay.
My argument for him being A plus would be that Ra does very well in sieges. He defends very well, very effectively. You can kind of snipe for poke, and his heal is pretty damn good in siege scenarios.
I like that.
And I think, and he's tankier now as well, right? So
yeah. Okay.
A for me.
Yep.
A plus.
A plus.
Yeah.
Okay. Sambu Kong. A.
He goes down, man. I don't know. Yeah, he's A minus. He's just not. He doesn't really do anything, honestly. Like he just dies. And if we're going back to a pen meta now, he's just gonna die even harder. Like we valued him for his survivability.
Yeah.
And sure, he's still gonna have the same pros. He's gonna have survivability, which is good and all, but
he doesn't really do much. Yeah. True. Terra.
And the next guard was just also one of the guards you picked to survive. Like it's just one of those guards you can't really kill. She got valued highly because A, and I would say in support she's not A, and in solo where you can also play her she's not A, but just the fact that you can flex her makes her A in my opinion, because she's very close to being average as a solo laner or as a guardian. Like she doesn't even have that bad clear at all if you play around.
No, not anymore at least.
She's very strong. Like the first, not level 1. She's pretty average at level 1, but like
level
from
2 on
level 2. Yeah, 2 on to like 7 or 8, she does really well. And then she kind of has this falling off period again. And in late game, she's of course super effective because she has an ult with just this insane team fighting ult that gives your whole team a sprint, right?
Yep, that's definitely an A for me.
Yeah.
Vulcan.
He got buffed.
He got a little buff.
Yeah, he's just A, right?
Yeah.
Me, I would have liked to like see him higher, but A now, I think.
Yeah.
He's also like the average mid laner, right?
He kind of is. Like I don't mind though. I think it's fine.
The average solo laner, like this resident sleeper guard. I don't think like you can say Vulcan's resident sleeper, but you still can make high plays with him. But it's like he's the Chuck of the mid lane, you know.
What's gonna be interesting? Just as a side note, is maybe like strategies where Vulcan places his turrets in a way that you can easily set up split push and not use it in fights. That could be something where he could work, but
yeah, that's a good point actually. Like even set up before like the enemy's Phoenix, and that Phoenix is gonna drop eventually.
Yeah,
they have to send someone over. Yeah, I could see something like that work out.
But that's pretty much about it.
It's still to be proven, right?
Yeah.
So like Shipalonki, we placed him high because crit, and we placed him high because his ult is good in this map. I think he goes down to A minus.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't see.
He's not B because he can still, like his ult is just too good for that.
Yep.
But he gets hurt by the crit changes and Devo's changes as well. Like we've seen Shibas build trance, but I don't even think trance is the way you want to go on him.
No, I don't think so. He's just this late game monster, and for that you want Devos. Ymir, A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That he's just the guardian. That's just A. You know.
He's the Chuck, the Vulcan of the guardians.
I can respect that. The Shongadonga. I've had so much fun. I've had so much fun playing him support with Hunter's Blessing. You're just slapping people.
He's like, I think Shong is actually so he's flex right now, and Hunter's Blessing is at least an interesting interaction. But also like the tanky build on Shong is really, really gross. Because Shong is this naturally tanky character in his ultimate anyways if you have the back stacked, and then you have that on top. It's just like, it hurts, man. I think the thing is, he's one of those gods where as an assassin, if I wanted, you know, on a mage, usually you commit when they use their ultimate or whatever. But with Shang Kui, you have to wait out the whole ultimate because otherwise you're probably gonna die as well. If it's not to Shang himself, it's to the dot afterwards. So
yeah, I agree. And you can even go like fawns on him.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't really need Beat Aegis that much.
Yeah.
Unless it's like an Ares, whatever. And he's knock-up immune as well, right? So like you're playing against a Cerberus or something.
I didn't even know that.
You're just old. Yeah, I figured that interaction out. Like I was like, wait, he's knock-up immune and he's old?
I've not played the guy in ages, but I've seen him be played.
Yeah, he got buffed recently with that. I figured out. I think he's A+, borderline S-, but I wouldn't place him as minus yet.
Yeah, I definitely see the potential for him to go higher than that, but he's definitely not A anymore. So A+ is good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all the A guards. The other ones are new ones we placed there.
Yeah, exactly. It is. And then we have the Goop in the A-.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's so rough because he's so good with the life steal build, but then he becomes this stationary guard that just gets absolutely trashed on by anti-heal, and you just kind of kill him with fawns, and then he's kind of sad goop, you know.
That's the thing, right? Like whenever you see, like, there's so many like people like being like, oh, Anubis is so strong now. Then you see those clips, and it's always the same thing. Like no one uses abilities on him while he ults, and no one has anti-heal. It's like, well, yeah, he's gonna hurt if you do that.
I think what like this your channel in general and this tier list is aimed at are players with a bit above average or like average understanding of the game, and the average player knows, at this point at least, they should have been taught the lesson. If you're playing against an Anubis, you build anti-heal and then you win.
And anti-heal items are still, like, that's the other point, right? They are still so good right now. They are still so strong.
They're very relevant. Like, soul laners always go Pestilence. You always build, like, Divine, kind of, because the Demon got buffed now. And Brawlers is built very often by like, the Assassins and Warrior Jungles that we see right now.
Yeah.
I think...
So I can see people wanting him to be an A, and I can see the points they're making, but I honestly still think he's A-.
Yeah.
And that brings us to Afro. I think nothing has really changed there. I'm not even sure if she would still... I don't know. If she has any reason
to... It's an A-, honestly.
Okay.
She does well in certain combinations with like some of the higher guards, like Mercury Afro, Nemesis Afro, are like combos you don't want to face. And I think that kind of sparkles life in her. Afro by herself is this very, very bad guard. But Afro with a hyper carry is this very good guard. And we see hyper carries being a thing right now again, and like Freya as well. I think that makes her A-.
A-. Okay. Apollo.
Ooh, I don't want to go B, man, with Apollo.
I think with the item changes may be some ways for him to find his way back in. Who knows, a Pen Odibo build or something. I don't know. But I think he's not completely trash, and he has his place. We just don't know where it is yet, or something like that.
Are we gonna place him in B? Are we gonna do it? I don't want to, but I think we should.
Yeah, okay. I can see it. I mean, I'm happy when he's down, but at the same time,
Apollo's like my most worshipped god of like non-guardians, and I've had so much fun playing him. But man, he doesn't feel Apollo anymore.
Nope. Many things factoring into that, but I could see him coming back up though. I wouldn't be surprised he comes back up.
Willix or Willish or whatever you want to pronounce it. She goes up to A in my opinion.
I would say like I wouldn't say it's the most solid A. It's more of a wonky A, because she still has her counters and all that. She does alright. Certain item builds really favor her right now. She can really bring the pain at certain stages of the game.
She's a good trans guard as well, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm referring to. And like the trans Hydra combo is just absolutely absurd in damage. And then you can throw in a crusher as well, and you have very high damage output. Problems are always the same. Her early game is not as great as it used to be since they nerfed Feather Step, and her late game is only really that good when you have the right comp or against the right comp. So yeah.
Another Bacchus, man. He stays in A-, I think.
Yeah.
Not much to say.
Oh, moving on to Cabrakan.
It's like Cabrakan. He's the same to me. There's instances where his free clear is really good, but then you kind of run out of mana, and then you're just a sad Cabrakan.
Yep.
He just does his thing still, right? But he's not a guard I would pick over like half the other soul laners as guardians, or like even junglers now. He doesn't do well in assassin metas. He's good at killing mages, and he can't really kill mages anymore because they're tanky
for obvious reasons.
Cerberus, have you played him a bit?
I've not played him. I've seen him played, and it was always the same.
Yeah, I don't know. He feels too clunky to me. He feels too...
It's just... I feel the biggest problem with Cerberus is maybe not even his clunkiness, but that he doesn't really have a place. Like, his kit is not good enough in terms of CC for a support gun in most situations, but it's also not impactful enough in later stages for a solo. Like,
Exactly.
you can have these very niche situations where you get your 2 on someone and you shred their protections down and your mage comes in and you hit the 1 and stun them and boom, you blow them up. Congrats, that happens like 1 in 20 cases. And that's just not enough. Like, I feel like he's just too unreliable to really do what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, I think he's B, and I think he does bad in this meta because he, like, mages are building health.
Yeah.
And he doesn't shred health.
Yep.
And assassins are being played in the jungle. It's not tank meta. It's very much hyper carry meta right now. And hyper carry meta usually translates into tank meta. So he will probably see his place in a few months, but not right now. B.
And to throw that in as well, like his protection shred also matters less when every mage now has more protections, and then you have like, you know, Thebes and Hardwood on top of that. It's just, it's still flat shred after all. Chiron.
Chiron. The Chiron. Chiron. That's how you pronounce it. Did you read Percy Jackson?
No.
No. I just realized Chiron was like a big part of those books. And I was like, oh, wait, is that Chiron? And I was like, yeah, it's that Chiron. Okay. Chiron to me does better with pen builds, and that's the only reason for me he stays in A-. Otherwise, I would have downgraded him. Yep,
fair. Absolutely agree with that. Yeah, not much else to say really. That's about it for him.
Yeah.
Fenrir.
He should be A, right? But he doesn't feel A when you play him.
I think a big problem with Fenrir is the early game impact that he's supposed to have. Other gods just have it a better way, especially because his clear is also still kind of, you know, you have to have the right ability at the right time, because you want to use, like in jungle, you want to use the 3 with the runes up, and you want to use the 1 ideally without the runes, so you don't waste them on that. So you have to have the right cooldown up for the right thing to clear. Already makes that a little bit annoying. Then you have situations where you could play him like as an aggro support as well, but then you could also play Najao, who I feel just does that a fair bit better. So
yeah, exactly.
It's just
he's so weird, because he should be like a pump stumpy support assassin, but if you want the pump stumpy support assassin, even Jeff goes like Nemesis. I'll play like Nasha's cat. He always feels like he's 4th or 5th pick in like his very niche situations already. Yeah, which in my opinion, like, he's not B, but like no, he's not average either. He's a below.
Also, in that regard, you know, the point with Fenrir was you pick out a squishy and you bring them to your team and they blow them up. With the mages, that doesn't even necessarily happen anymore. They might just like barely survive that and be like, oh, thanks for picking me up, fam.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, now I just got my Shong, you know, Shong.
Yeah.
Shong gets his ult off, and Fenrir's like, yeah, guys, kill Shong. I'm bringing you Shong. And the poor ADC that can't build health just gets completely demolished. Shong presses that Fawns button as well. And he's just like, right in, come on, Fenrir.
Bring him back where he was before. Okay, Hades.
Yep. I think people are sleeping on Hades.
Yeah?
I think he's A.
Yeah, I can see that between the new items and just...
He's a good soul lane as well, right?
Yeah,
like, honestly, he has this really good counter matchup, like Bellona. He does well into Cabrakan. He's not even that bad against like Kukulkan. Not Kukulkan, Kukulin. He does very well with the new lifesteal build, with like tanky build. I think he's A, and I think we could even possibly in the next few months see him move up to like A+ or something.
That's gonna be interesting to follow. I mean,
I need someone to prove it.
I think the problem for Hades is still, even in his ultimate when he gets the protection, different from Shankui. Like with Shankui, he runs at you. Hades has to stand in place, and if you're not in his circle, you just drop damage on him anyways, and you can kill him. But that's about it, you know? It's like, it's up to that. I like that. I like to see how that develops. Yep. Kali, I don't think will develop much from where she is.
No, I think she might even have been B last patch, but now crit is less good, and that makes her more good and balances out again. A-. Nua,
I haven't seen
A- in my opinion.
I guess, yeah. I think
like she doesn't benefit from the health build, right?
Yeah, and another problem for Nua is this is a discussion in my comment section as well, that apparently the damage instances of the minions when you detonate them don't count individually for spear. Somebody said they do, and then somebody else said apparently they don't. only count as one proc apparently, and if that's true, then she has absolutely no reason to build spear. And even if that's if it's not true, her uses for spear are kind of limited because you know you have to hit multiple minions, you have to hit the proper detonate, or you have to have the ticks of the one beforehand. And with the ultimate, it doesn't benefit as much. And every other mage up there kind of works pretty well with spear, and spear is such a good item right now. And yeah, being forced into shot early is a problem for her, I think. Scylla, same thing.
Yeah, it's just she's not average, but she's not B either. And to me, Scylla is this new player god where like your average rank Scylla player is always gonna feed. It's like this safe pick. But I still think if a good player plays Scylla, you can still see someone did very well with it. Like Prime is a good Scylla, Wolf is a good Scylla, Yaman plays Scylla as well occasionally. So yeah, I think Scylla's okay, but I think people seem to like, yeah, Scylla's probably B or C because I get a bad Scylla player, and I think that's kind of like Scylla players in general are not. It doesn't feel like they're comfortable with their role, right? It's like that off roller who's like, okay, well, I'm gonna pick Scylla because she has an escape and she's safe, and I can kind of do my shit from long range. And so I think the guard itself is A-, but the way she's being played is B. But this is a guard tier list, not a how does the general average Smite player play this guard tier list. Because if that tier list was to be made, then like, holy moly.
Let's not get into that. I had that with the ranked tier list once, so we already we have to go there. Skadi, I will make a prediction here. I think Skadi will move up. And that's just because of the build changes. I don't think she has moved up yet, but trance and everything, and Crusher and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And also, Skadi is one of the ADCs that does well with tanky builds. And we might see ADCs go for a bit more tanky builds now that mages do damage and are hard to kill. And I think we might see a style where ADCs are either going to be all pin or like all crit as they are now, or they're going to be like semi-tanky with like 1 or 2 tank items.
Yep. I could actually see her go higher than A at a later point, but A for now.
Yeah, A for now.
For mana, anything changed?
Nah.
Stays where he is. Done.
Little baby.
Little baby.
He stays.
Upwash. There's no reason to pick him over any other mage. It's just like
no. Yeah, that's my biggest problem as well. And even in solo, like he struggles as well.
You would think that the health build helps him, or like the tankier builds.
Yeah, but it doesn't, because it helps other mages more than it helps him, which make him net a worse guard than other mages, and it's just. He gains from it, but other mages gain more, which also makes him worse, because now he's playing against one more tanky character. And Xiong is really good at just like kind of poking out squishy characters really hard, but he can't do that anymore.
No. I would not even be opposed to moving him down, but I guess B is like, okay, he's not like...
I think B is fine for now.
Arachne? Yeah. B. No.
B. Cupid, B.
Cupid might have potential. Just because trends and power scaling are just really good on him. But at the same time, I don't know. I would maybe...
He's just a she. Yeah, it's a he, right?
It's a he, yeah.
Yeah, because I got a lot of like... yeah, that word. Because I played Nasha on my review. I was like, I kept saying she, and someone was like, yeah, that's it. I unsubbed, and that comment got like 101 likes or something. And I was like, come on, man. I don't approve of Nasha's gender. You heard it here first.
The thing with Cupid is, I think he has potential with trends and pen, but at the same time, I want to see that proven first before I would move him up. I think he could actually, he could even move up 2 tiers at some point, but he's one of these guys where like, yeah, on paper, maybe he will do that, but I have to see it at least once.
Yeah, and we have to remember that going from B to A- is like a bigger than going from A- to A or A- to A+, right? Like, those are very close, and I think giving him that right now is not... I want it proven to me. Yeah. Cupid doesn't really have a history of being this OP ADC. Like 4 has this history of being a good jungler, and that's why I know that people are going to be able to play him to a high level, because I've done it before. But then you think Cupid. I know Shaggy Shank, my very old ADC, played a lot of Cupid, but I think Emilzy played it once in like Spring Split against us actually and won. But that's all of the Cupid I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and that brings us to
but not least.
Last but not least, or maybe
the
both.
one and only.
Maybe he is the least.
I don't know, man. He stays, in my opinion. Yeah. He's so bad, man. It's just he's so predictable in everything he does. He doesn't have pressure. He sucks at sieging. He doesn't like, even if you build one-shot solo, he doesn't really one-shot anyone. He's just this clunky guardian that does not do anything, honestly.
I know a lot of people are going to be upset about this again, but I agree. It's just like... There is the argument that he counters Freya. Okay.
Yeah, sure, but in the team fight scenario, what are the chances that Freya is not going to get hit by someone else, right?
to like the laning phase, but then Fafnir can also stun Freya, and it's, you know...
Yeah,
it lasts a decent while.
Tara is like the notorious Freya killer, because she kind of just walls Freya in and kills her with the slows, but like, if it's the same thing as we talked about with Fenrir. Kumba is just this guard that does everything worse, but Fenrir is actually just a way better guard on paper than Kumba is. Yeah. And I think if you want better peel, you don't want Kumba. Then you want like Sobek, you want Jep, you want Kepri. If you want engaged, you're looking for even like Jep or Kep, like Sylvanas, you're looking for Fafnir. If you're looking for like damage guardians or whatever, you can like, there's so many other options, like soul laners as well. If you try and play Kumba solo, why wouldn't you just go even Cerberus, right? The new god, like, Kumba just feels C to me. C for, I don't know, creative, E for excellent. That's a big Shack would say.
All right, that brings us to the end of the list. I'm just looking over it real quick, but I think I'm pretty happy with how it looks like. What's interesting from the last list, there's a little bit of a shift. We had more of a cluster in A, so more like of a balanced middle spectrum, and now we see a lot more guards moving to A+, but also more to A-, I think. So I think we are in a bit of a state of a power shift that is essentially mostly caused, especially by mage items, both the lifesteal side as well as the survivability through health and other ways. And we will see what the next patch does for that, because it's been announced that there are at least some changes to crit and mage items again. So we could see this being like compressed a little more towards A again at that point. Yeah, we find out. With that, thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you, Emilzy, for joining me again. I'll link all his channels somewhere around here. Oh, left, right, up, down.
All my channels.
All the channels that I can link.
You can follow Emilzy eating. I eat food on the... No, I don't.
I'd like to watch that now. Can you please do that?
Oh, come on, man.
Twitch TV/Emilzy.
Yeah.
YouTube.
You got it.
.com. Is your link working again?
It's going to be working very, very soon.
Okay.
I hope.
YouTube.com/a lot of numbers until it's fixed. Link will also be down in the comments below. Twitter.com/ is it Emilzy now? Is it no? Is it?
It's Emilzy Smite now.
It's
someone took Emilzy. That's like an inactive account, you know. It's super lovely, and they won't give it back to me. And
I thought it might be like Energy Emilzy now, you know.
Nah. I did that once. Like, you don't want to put your orc's name in, because 3 years from now, I might. You never know, you know.
You might be sitting in some CC team hoping you can get back up.
Oh yeah, even worse, like minor league, right? The new thing. I think minor league is good. Minor league is good though.
OCE league. All right.
OCE Nils. I like it.
All right. Any last words from you?
No, yeah. Again, thanks for having me on, and I think this is gonna be a thing we're gonna keep on doing.
Yeah.
So you can always kind of check in, hear the different arguments for guards. So you guess we won't do it every patch, but like every now and then we'll check in.
Yeah, exactly.
When big balance changes hit, and we'll be like, yo, this guard is bad now because they nerf mage items. Or yo, this guard is really good now because Kumba got a buff. You know, Kumba SS. Yeah, I think that's it, right? It's always a pleasure, and thank you all for watching.
Thank you guys very much for watching. Absolutely. I will say that we could possibly expect one of these for the next patch if the changes are really big, and we'll see. We haven't talked about this yet. We might do it on Emilzy's channel, so make sure to subscribe there. You know, just to change it up a little bit, just so you don't miss it if we do. And with that, thank you guys very much for watching once again. If you're not subscribed yet, you can also subscribe here if you want to. See you for the next one tomorrow. DukeSloth, out. So I actually figured out my demonetization issue, and it was my outro. As such, feel free to click any of the links around here right now. There will be new outro music as soon as I find something nice. Until then, as you guys requested, I will do the outro music myself. You're welcome.